I suppose I could get a lot more than 3 minutes. On the other hand, I'm not a lobbyist, I'm not paying for your time. And presumably this is the way that this legislation, which is absurd on the face of it, allowing 12-year-olds into bars, loud, smoky bars where adults are getting drunk and listening to loud music. That's how this legislation passed with a 7-1 vote, only to face a mayoral veto, which apparently was rather half-hearted. The way that this is passed is that Krist Novoselic, former rock star, shows up with his pockets bulging with $400 contributions, he and all his music industry buddies. And all of you, of course, line up to get your share. Now, this is a book called Dark Victory, Dan Moldea, 1986, Viking Press. How many pages is it? Almost 400. And Moldea outlines very specifically and very meticulously with Justice Department records the connection between MCA and organized crime going back to the Capone gang. In fact, up until June 19th of this year, Krist Novoselic was in the employ of MCA Universal Seagram, headed by Edgar Bronfman Jr., direct descendant of Mr. Sam the Whiskey Man, head of the Canadian wing of the Capone gang. All right? So that is the lineage of this organization. It was started in 1996 with a $5,000 grant from MCA, and I emailed all of you about this, all of you, only 2 of you showed up tonight, but all the council members, none of them responded. Now, all of you know that Kurt Cobain was murdered. There was no blood at the scene of the crime. The person who engineered the fix at the scene was Sergeant Don Cameron, who resigned last year after being called by the King County prosecuting attorney a co-conspirator in the Beauregard Mitchell murder or accidental death at the hands of the bullets of the Seattle police. Donald Cameron, Sergeant Detective, now disgraced and retired, is the person who supervised the Cobain crime scene. So if you're going to agree with these idiots back here who are snickering at me and say, well, no, we'll put the prestige of our police against you, Mr. Investigative Journalist, well, put the prestige of Donald Cameron, disgraced detective sergeant, against me any day of the week. All right? The real motivation in paying for the passage of this absurd legislation to put 12-year-olds in smoky bars with drinking adults is to show that Krist Novoselic, head of Jam-Pack, president of Jam-Pack, president of Nirvana Incorporated, is all hunky-dory with the Seattle City Council and the Seattle City government. Why all he has to do is show up and give them some money, and they pass laws for him. How could this individual be involved in a murder for hire? Elvin Hoke passed a lie detector test in 1996 saying that Courtney Love offered him $50,000 to murder Kurt Cobain. Elvin Hoke passed this lie detector test with one of the leading forensic polygraph examiners in the world, Edward I. Gell. Okay, you understand? So, in fact, Courtney Love, Krist Novoselic's business partner, offered $50,000 to commission the murder of Kurt Cobain, who was the president of Nirvana Incorporated, and now the president of Nirvana Incorporated is sitting in the corner of this room, Krist Novoselic, and he paid for this legislation. Any questions, council members?
Christopher Wall.
I'll tell you what, this is my own personal copy of Dark Victory. If you'd like to borrow it, I'll be happy to loan it to you. It's out of print. Would you like to borrow it, Council Member Conlon?
No, thank you. Your time is up. Please allow the next person to speak.
Thank you for your time.